Happy Tuesday, all, and thanks for being here. A little sunshine today went a long way to knock the chill off a very cold morning, but our main focus right now is the impending rain. An inch and a half or so of it, I think, is a good estimate right now for the viewing area. We do have a winter storm that's going to wreak a lot of winter havoc, more so than us, in the form of snow and ice from the Great Plains to the Great Lakes and the upper Midwest. We're going to get the wet part of that, and I'll tell you more about what we expect to see in just a few moments. It will be starting early tomorrow and be pretty much, well, it will consume most of your Wednesday, and then we'll talk about what we're doing to recover thereafter. The weekend forecast has improved just a bit in the form of a little more sunshine from the time I saw you last. Floyd County schools I saw today, well, they've had to cancel due to illness, flu, and everything else that pretty much everyone is dealing with. So they're out for the rest of the week. This will not be consuming any NTI days for them. I think Perry County schools are the only other school district that I'm aware of right now which are out for illness. I suspect they will not be the last. Speaking of illness, I read this today. I came across the headline in was it the American Journal of Medicine? I believe it was. And I saw the headline and I thought, And then I read it, and then I thought, again. It essentially said that people who did not get their COVID vaccine were at a greater risk of being involved in a traffic accident. Yep, sparked my curiosity. But it was in the American Journal of Medicine. And they say that over the course of several months, they looked at over 11 million health records, Canadian government health records, and out of those 11 million, 16% roughly, did not get their COVID vaccine. They found that about 70 to 72% of those 16% were much more likely to be involved in a severe traffic crash in which at least one person had to be taken to a hospital versus those who had their vaccine. They equate that to the same risk, I think, maybe for someone who suffers from sleep deprivation or sleep apnea or something of that nature. Not quite half of the influence that alcohol and driving, or alcohol would have on driving. So how do they come to that, or what do they, of course, attribute to that? They say that skipping, of course, a COVID vaccine does not mean that someone's going to get in a car crash. Their theory, a couple of them, one is that simplicity of it, resisting public health recommendations, might also mean someone might resist road safety guidelines and recommendations. The findings, they say, are significant enough for primary care doctors to consider possibly informing and counseling unvaccinated patients on traffic safety. And insurance companies, they say, might base changes to insurance policies, you've heard of such things happening, based on vaccination data. That's just a suggestion by one of the authors. One of the many studies of this nature that have been done, of course, and will continue to be done for the history of the world and for COVID. Headlines tonight will include our Lady Hornets last night at home. We'll talk with Coach Justin Williams, and we'll take a look at the game, take a look at the scores. Also, another look at the bogus beggar. He made his way to Sagersville last night. I told you last evening he'd been arrested in Paintsville. Shortly before I sat down to do my report, he'd been released from the Big Sandy Detention Center and then got a ride to Sagersville, where Officer Mike Nichols had to deal with him here at a local place of business. I'll tell you about him in just a second.
Ratliff & Ratliff Family Dentistry, locally and family-owned since 1969, is now proudly providing treatment for headaches, jaw and muscle pain. They offer trigger point therapy along with Botox to effectively treat and reduce symptoms of TMJ pain. And Dr. Beth Ann, member of the American Academy of Facial Aesthetics, also offers Botox therapy and dermal fillers for all of your cosmetic needs. Call 349-2812 to schedule an appointment and allow their highly trained and friendly staff to take care of all your dental and cosmetic needs. And give them the gift they really want, or yourself, gift certificates for Botox and cosmetic services from Ratliff & Ratliff. Banking from home or on the go has never been easier and will forever be an important and necessary part of life. And Sagersville National has been and will always be at the forefront of meeting and exceeding your financial needs and giving you the safest and most worry-free online and mobile banking so you can worry about the important things, like what's for dinner. They're there when you need them at the main and branch locations of the Sagersville National Bank. There's just no denying it. Some things you crave all year long, but some of those things you crave even more when the leaves start to change and fall and there's a chill in the air. And our famous fresh-baked chicken pot pies are at the very top of that list. They're a warm, tasty, delicious snack or a meal in its own perfect little box at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. The reassurance of getting your medications and over-the-counter needs at Sagersville's oldest and most trusted pharmacy, the convenience of curbside pickup and call-ahead service, and the fact that you can walk in, order to go, or sit down and get gourmet quality hot fudge brownies, nachos, shakes, coffees, hot dogs with homemade sauce, desserts, and more makes it more than your hometown good neighbor pharmacy. It's a destination in downtown Sagersville, Fraser's Prater Drugstore. It doesn't get any sweeter than that. It's no surprise the Christmas season has arrived at the Seasonal Shop. It is your one-stop shop for decor, gifts, apparel, and so much more. New arrivals hitting the floor every day in all areas of the store. So whether you're going to a holiday party or school or a work day, they have you covered. Beautiful coats, dresses, and sweaters that are perfect for these colder temperatures. And they've got a large selection of fun Christmas shirts and sweatshirts and the accessories, of course, that you need to match. New doodles by Rebecca Toppers are in stock with added bows for a little more custom look. And if it's gifts you're looking for, they have something for everyone. Kentucky Mountain coffees, festive mugs, and many sweet add-ons. And dips and cheese ball mixes make the perfect hostess or teacher gift. So come in soon and let the ladies at the shop help you check off your gift list. That's Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville.
Uncertain as to his whereabouts right now, but trying to figure it out, I can promise you. I do know that the man dubbed the Bogus Beggar, which I told you was in Johnson County last night and which was lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center, made his way to Sagersville last evening, where a Sagersville police officer had to make contact with him, where he pulled the same old song and dance on the officer who refused to acknowledge any type of a disability, which he confirmed.
Big Sandy jail records show Gary Thompson, 40, from Louisville, Kentucky, being released from the facility right around 3 o'clock yesterday. From there, it's documented that he made his way to a place of business very nearby in his wheelchair, where he was soliciting patrons there and asked to leave. He was actually approached by the Paintsville Police Department, which spoke with him and informed him that he was not permitted on the premises. I know that at some point, McGoffin County 911, our dispatch center, was as well called by authorities in Paintsville, asking if they relayed him to McGoffin County. Would authorities here in Sagersville or McGoffin County relay him to the county line where he could be picked up and daisy-chained, if you will, back towards the Louisville area, which local authorities did not. They did, however, respond after Thompson was reportedly left at the Sagersville McDonald's by Paintsville authorities, and then made his way over to the Shell Mart, where he was in his wheelchair pretending to have a mental and physical disability or disabilities, soliciting customers, harassing them, and was asked to leave the premises. Just got the phone with Nichols, Officer Nichols, just a second ago before I sat down just learning about this, and he said that indeed he did approach him. Indeed, when he did, Thompson was speaking to him as though he was disabled or had some sort of a disability, and in his wheelchair, which he refused to acknowledge, informing Thompson that he knew exactly who he was, after which Thompson stood up out of his chair, pulled his pants up above his knees, as was told to do by the officer, walked around for a few moments, and then dropped his act of speaking and acting as though he was disabled. It was then, after being informed that he was going to be arrested for similar charges as he was in Johnson County, he started to complain of medical issues and was then taken to the Paintsville ARH Medical Facility, and that's his last known whereabouts at this hour.
Nichols was too unsure of any mode of transportation if he had a vehicle at this time. If someone from the Louisville area, which is where I believe he is from, was potentially or trying to come and pick him up, but it was still being investigated by the officer. With that said, I've got highlights from last night's Lady Hornets matchup right now. Let's see what's highlighting this evening's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar.
It's certainly fair to say that the Christmas and holiday season inspires us all to maybe give a little more. One great way to do it without costing you a dime. Stop by the McGoffin County Senior Citizen Center this Thursday and give them a helping hand. It's Commodity Day at the Senior Citizen Center this Thursday, 11:30 till 2:30. If you can stop by before or during, they would greatly appreciate it. You might even get a little something extra in your stocking. The waiting list, by the way, starts at 2:30 for everyone who is coming to get commodities. It's also Senior Commodity Day this Thursday over at the Water into Wine Food Pantry, 9 to 11. And remember, everyone, all their customers, it's recertification time because at the end of the year, call 349-6301 to get that process started, or stop by while you're there. This is a super cool t-shirt you can get for doing a super cool thing. Speaking of giving and not costing anything and getting something in return, giving blood, and you get that super cool t-shirt from the Kentucky Blood Center. Their next blood drive is here in Sagersville and McGoffin County this Monday, 1 to 5 at the First Baptist Church. Call 800-775-2522 or go to kybloodcenter.org and make an appointment. Bring your photo ID, and walk-ins, yes indeed, are always welcome. And you're always welcome to catch all the lights and twinkling things at the Candy Cane Lane at Gardner Farm, the Ivy Point Hill, 4 to 10 every night between now and Christmas. Be sure to stop by, bring the family, just watch your step, and enjoy yourself. And kids, bring those letters to Santa. His mailbox is at the end of the lane. My mailbox is P.O. Box 1443 here in Sagersville. You can drop off calendar announcements here at the Sagersville Independent offices or studios, or you can phone them in, fax, Facebook, email, whatever you can do to get them here. Do so, and we'll tell everyone about them. And that's birthdays, of course, and anniversaries too. Going on, funeral service announcements tonight include those, a reminder, first of all, of services to be held for Billy Edward Sloan. These services in his honor to begin tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. He passed away at his home in Lomansville on Friday, December the 9th. He's survived by his wife, Donna, brother Elwood Stone, sisters Joyce and Avenel Stone, daughters Jennifer Dalpo and Heather Stone, 5 stepchildren, and several grandchildren, and several great-grandchildren as well. Services, again, tomorrow at 1 from the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Ann Taylor, that's Ann Breckenridge Thompson Taylor, died at the age of 63 Wednesday the 30th of November at her home in Clark County. Among a long professional career, she was as well a member of the board of directors of the Sagersville National Bank. She survived by her mother Charlotte Thompson, her son Morgan Taylor, granddaughter Kayla Taylor, sister Laura Thompson, and her sister Maureen Thompson Biesdeck. She's preceded to death by her father Thomas Thompson and stepfather Robert Salyer. In lieu of flowers, memorial contributions can be made in her name to the Lexington Humane Society. Visitation is going to be this Saturday, 1 to 3 at Millward Southland on Southland Drive, and then funeral services we held later in the spring here in Sagersville. And services have now been set for 42-year-old Christopher Wages of West Liberty, who passed away Saturday in Louisville, the son of the late Stephen Wages and Teresa Gullett, who survives. He's as well survived by his daughter, Hannah Cantrell, sisters Natasha Cantrell and Jerry Harper, and 3 grandchildren. Services will be held Thursday morning at 11 from the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church. Visitation this evening and all day Wednesday and any time prior to funeral services at the church, and those arrangements are under the care of the McGoffin County Funeral Home.
Car wrecks, truck wreck, disability, workers' comp, slip and fall,
wrongful death.
your case matters to you.
Your case matters to us. Contact McFarland Tinker Law Office. With our combined experience of over 58 years, we're here ready to work for you.
The new Sagersville Loan Company at the branch location of the Sagersville National Bank is where you can get short-term loans from $50,000 to $15,000, often in less than an hour, any time of the year. But if you stop in any time before December the 29th and just simply register, you could be the one to win the $100 gift card given away on the 30th. Merry Christmas from the new Sagersville Loan Company.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
From Dustin, Megan, Michelle, Robin, Jessica, Keisha, and Diane, and myself, Jesse Rudd, owner and pharmacist at Parkway Pharmacy, we would like to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. May God bless.
The Appalachian Wireless Holiday Sale is going on now. Appalachian Wireless has a holiday sale that will make everyone's holiday merry and bright. From now till the end of the year, visit us in store or reserve online for an unbelievable sale on all the hottest devices. Deals like the iPhone 14 for just $99.99 or the iPhone 12 for just 1 cent. We know what you want for the holidays because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Santa's coming, and he's bringing tires and wheels, and he knows just where to get them. Conley Tire in Staffordsville next to Foothills and ConleyTire.net. Come in or click and save $100, even $200 on a new set of Goodyears and other big discounts on all the big names. They've got wheels, tires, lift kits, and all the service and repairs you need, and 6 months no interest is perfect for the holidays. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. There where every day starts, it's made and it ends. From hitting the floor to hitting the road and back, your feet carry the day's duties. And if you're hurting from what might be a work or sports or stress-related fracture you don't even know about, diabetic, or that all too often heel pain that just won't go away, or any type of pain or discomfort or in need of wound care, come to where they care.
Put your best foot forward and come visit our podiatry team. We care about our patients and their feet.
That's Dr. Cheney and her team at Hope Family Podiatry Center next to Hope Family Pediatrics on the Mountain Parkway.
High school basketball off to a somewhat slow start for pretty much everyone who's still trying to overcome a lot of sickness and illness. The Lady Hornets are no different. I spoke with head coach Justin Williams last night shortly before tip-off. We'll start with, as I asked him last night, in checking in on just how healthy his team is. As you hear his answer, might be just as you would imagine.
Well, we've been out for 3 days. We had 2 starters with the flu, had some other girls out sick. Today's the first day that we've had an entire team that's been in the same place together at the same time. So hopefully we're on the good end of the sickness, if there is a good end to it. So we should be good to go.
As for his team and their experience, he's got seniors Angel Mullis and Kennedy Williams back, of course, junior Kara Lafferty. From there, 1 sophomore, 4 freshmen, 7 8th graders, and 2 7th graders, which does give him maybe some youth, but also some depth.
We've actually got a bench this year, which is one of the first times since I've been here that we could go 7, 8, 9, 10 deep even in the game against Breathitt County. At one point, I had a junior, 2 freshmen, an 8th grader, and a 7th grader on the court at one time, and we were able to hold on and pull it off. So we've got people who are getting valuable experience, and they're playing well. I'm proud of them. I think we're confident. At the same time, I think we know that we can beat anybody on our schedule, but if we don't show up, we can be beaten by anybody on our schedule. And so I think we're in a good frame of mind. Had to cancel some games because of sickness, and so we're ready to play somebody with a different uniform on now.
And those uniforms last night bore the Lady Black Cats on them. From the 58th District, Prestonsburg coming in 4-3 on the season. This was the second matchup in the early season already for these two teams. The first 30-49 in favor of Prestonsburg at Prestonsburg in Magoffin County's season opener, where in the first 8 minutes, Prestonsburg held Magoffin County to just 2 free throws in the first quarter, one here from Angel Mullis, as Prestonsburg Ashley Tackett laid this one in. And Peaburg's Selena Mullins pulls this one up from the 3. That was an early 9-1 lead for Prestonsburg. They answered 16 unanswered points, 1-17 near the end of the first quarter, after this 2-ball by Haley Lafferty. But things looked up for Magoffin County in the second quarter. Here it is, Mullis knocking down the miss to Kennedy Williams. Williams gets it to Macy Williams, and then from there to Kara Lafferty out at half court to Jaylee Reed, to back to where the play started, to Mullis for the 2 basket. Then Emily Sluss to Lafferty, to Maddie Salyer, to Reed for a team effort that would give Magoffin County a fighting chance that came up short. 36-66 your final score, but this loss still keeps the Lady Hornets even on the season at 2-2 and hosting Belfry tonight. The loss at home for the Hornets, but still a fun night of hometown basketball. And we did get to see Santa Claus.
Oh, we're going to be on the news. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Rich News. Merry Christmas.
From there, this big winter wallop that's going to lay it on the Great Lakes, the Great Plains, the upper Midwest. We here are going to see some effects from it in your forecast tomorrow. Steady rain, adding up to maybe a couple of inches on the high side, and then we look to clear out by about midday Thursday, looks to be the window. And the good news after all of this is that there's a little more sunshine in your forecast for the last weekend before Christmas. Christmas Eve, of course, falling on a Saturday, so if you don't count Saturday, that puts us 10 days between now and then, and here's your weather for 7 of them.
41 degrees tonight, mostly cloudy skies continuing. We will stay dry until, basically early tomorrow morning, and I mean very early. There's a 20% chance of showers that we'll have to deal with after 4 a.m. But after it starts, it's not going to stop all that much. Enjoy the rest of your dry evening, because tomorrow it will be a wet one, pretty much start to finish after showers get going. We will see 53 degrees for your high, by the way, and your low. That doesn't happen very often, but 0 swing tomorrow temperature-wise. We will see winds picking up as the rains do, up to 23 miles per hour out of the southeast. During the day tomorrow, maybe half to 3/4 of an inch. By tomorrow night, we'll add maybe another 3/4 to an inch on top of that. So I think less than 2 inches in totality. 1.5 is going to be a good estimate for a lot of us. But a wet one, not all that cold. Like I said, a steady 53 degrees. That's 53 degrees tomorrow. During the overnight, tomorrow night, temperature's not going anywhere. And then Thursday, staying the same, 53 throughout the majority of it. That's a consistent run of temperatures. 60% chance of showers up until about 2 o'clock Thursday. We'll see a little sun before the evening and 34 that night. Partly sunny and colder, 42 you just saw for your Friday. And then colder is definitely the trend thereafter. But look, more sun than not. Yay. 38 and partly sunny for the first day of the last weekend before Christmas. 38 and partly sunny Saturday. 36 mostly sunny and cold again on your Sunday. We rebound just a bit to the low 40s Monday and Tuesday. With that, we'll see some sunshine, but a few more shower chances. And Christmas is just too far out of your 7-day for me to go out on that limb as of yet. Definitely not going to be a white one. Wet or dry, that we will talk about a little later. In case you missed it last night, or if you were here, let me remind everyone, I am set to tomorrow to make my way to the Harold Whitaker Middle School, and I believe to the high school as well. Regardless, I've got 2 great stories for you on tomorrow's program about a big heart from one of our students, and the Heroic Hornets, as they were dubbed
very understandably so. Our robotics team at the middle school came back grand champions. I could spend the afternoon with them, or morning, I'm not sure. Nevertheless, I'll have them here tomorrow night if things go as planned, and I hope to see you here for part of it. Thank you, and good evening.